We did it. We made it back for another episode. Episode 4, baby.
Yeah, thanks for fading out the great
Of course.
beat on that one. Who made that? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
The legendary Dany made it. Welcome. Sit and Spin podcast, episode number 4. Sit and Spin podcast. We probably haven't explained in the last 3 episodes what we do, why we're doing it.
There's
the whole
a
reason
little
we got to number 4. So we thought we'd just start from the top. We're here to appreciate records, specifically, music of all kind, but records specifically, the vinyl set. We're just trying to slow down, dig into music, see the interpretation that everybody kind of has. Everybody has like a personal interpretation of it. But it's not so much a review show as so much it's appreciation for vinyl show.
Yeah.
There's new music that comes out every second. So
yeah, which I like.
Can't keep on top of that. Yeah, of course.
I like
Who
that.
doesn't like new stuff?
We were asking you really quick, or we were discussing, like, when did you first hear this? For me, it was, like, working, going downtown.
Yeah.
Driving downtown.
Oh, yeah, for me,
a good
2016 when it came out, I was like, wow, I was loving it when it came right out, but I'm definitely appreciating it more now that I have it as a record. Yeah. I can sit down and listen to it.
Exactly, because, like, driving on the highway, that's not my... If it's a song I know, but I rarely find myself throwing on new albums, so I tried, and it's like... Yeah,
sure, you have forced evoke emotion. Yeah, evoke emotion.
In this nice corner.
Oh, yeah. This
stuff,
is much different than driving on the highway, being distracted,
much better.
Having, like, anger.
Having physical, stuff in front of you, tangible things.
Yeah, actually seeing the album art.
Recorded, all this stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
All that good stuff. So, yeah, we just want to try to dig a little deeper, but then we think everybody's connection with music is different, so why not have a different story, that we could dig into, so, obviously. So, we have records here that you could see in the frame. Definitely recommend that you watch this on YouTube, but you're welcome to recommend a record. You could browse the shelves digitally through our YouTube page or Instagram, wherever the hell you find us.
That's right.
But what we want to do is not only go through what I have and appreciate what I have, and I could sit here and kind of just do that categorically while taking some notes and going through these things, more than just like by myself in a cold, dark room. It's kind of a thing that you could do with somebody. So not only share what I have, but, eventually be able to take this and explore other people's record collections. Eventually I'll take this whole setup over to my dad's house. He's got a pretty good collection. This is definitely where I get my interest for a lot of these records. Eventually I'd like to get to your house. You got a handful, and I feel
all
like
4 of mine.
Hey, 4 is a start. Okay, this started at 4.
So, three of them are from you. No, 2 of them are.
I think 2 of them.
2 out of 50% of my
hey,
collection.
I'll help feel any interest you got in there. I'll help put that in.
No, it's really fun. It works with the producing, can sample stuff, but just sitting down and listening to it. I got the little Marshall speaker like you do up there. So
right, yeah, we can listen to this. The few episodes that we've done, we'll be able to just listen to it through the headphones and kind of just really kind of close our eyes, enjoy the music, enjoy the lyrics. We don't talk as we listen to it, but then we kind of just discuss the record afterwards.
We give looks, we give weird looks and stuff.
Definitely, wait till we get to this track. So we're not going to break it down track by track every single episode. We're just trying to find the groove for what we want. But hey, any feedback is welcome. It did kind of burp on mic there.
We'll cut that.
No, I ain't cutting
any feedback is welcome.
We're not cutting shit from this whole show. So yeah, today we're doing on Sit and Spin, episode 4, Kid Cudi, Passion, Pain, and Demon Slayin. Ain't no G on there. Slayin. I love it.
It's cool album artwork. Very.
What do you think? Yeah, you like it? I definitely, of course, love all the records because you can just pick it up, look at the absolute front of it, and be like, "This is the art of the work."
Yeah.
You don't have to, you could interpret it any way you want. So look at some of the older stuff. It's very trippy. This is very simple. Cudi just outlined in. I'll say rose gold is the tint that he is, but inside of that rose gold tint Cudi outline, it's got a universe and a galaxy, and this just makes me want to turn this off and play No Man's Sky right now. All right, we're done. No.
Or do some
We've been playing that. Yeah. This is definitely like one of those, shroom type albums. Just let me just go ahead and close my eyes and feel it. There's so many vibes on this album. There's definitely the trademark Cudi hums. I'll be saying Cudi hums a whole bunch of times because you already know what that is, man. Everybody who is familiar with Cudi just knows that. He doesn't have to say anything. He just has to say, all his little hums and ooh-ahs. Yeah, but he just carries it. He carries it the right way. It's very much like T-Pain with auto-tune, you know, Kanye with a lot of vocal samples. He just has his own little, that's his little, I would say hook, you know, like a producer would have a hook, you know. I can't reach the hooks button. I would just drop a hook right now. We'll get to that.
No, but it's cool. It's a nice style. Obviously, Travis Scott replicated it. Scott Mescudi, whatever half his name, he paid homage to and stuff. So.
I absolutely love when they link up. The Scotts is my favorite, like...
It's dope. Super group.
Yo, that 7-inch isn't here yet, but that's a vinyl that for my future jukebox, I was like, let me get that 7-inch when they released that single. I got a shipping notification that is on its way. I can't wait to get it. You know, just being hyped for it.
But yeah, definitely like...
This is some of that early The Scotts.
Yeah. Cudi, like, he's connected with Kanye, all that stuff. Of course, that's where the Travis stuff comes in, but, like, it's the close friend with him. They had their ups and downs, yada, all this stuff, but he's been, like, a solid member of Good.
Yeah.
And just drops.
Has
he
really
dropped a
been?
weird one, the Speeding Bullet.
Yeah, Speeding Bullets just didn't click
Train.
for me, or Speeding Train of Bullets. I
before
listened to
one.
it. Yes, you're right. That's 2015. I
But
was
he
not
came
the
back.
biggest fan of that one, but I mean, it's still Cudi. I listen to it now and again to be like, it's similar to Kanye Yeezus, where I'm like, did I really like that album or did I not?
Oh,
so I
no.
turn it
Yeezus
on.
love Yeezus.
Oh, we will get into that. I got a Yeezus up here. We could have a
Passion
Yeezus
Pain.
episode.
That's more of like,
the
the rebirth from Lil Wayne, where he tried to go rock or whatever, because it's like an alternative album basically.
This one?
No, the one with Speeding.
Oh yeah, Speeding Bullets. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lil Wayne did that like all
Tried that, like,
all
rock.
electric guitar album. Yeah, there's about 3 good songs on that album, but like.
But I feel like that's where
I don't
some
go
of
back to it.
Yeah, like some of the message he's talked about the media and all. So like when it's like towards his criticism, it was probably, now that I'm realizing, it's like towards the last album, The Speeding Bullet, which wasn't well received. But
Yeah.
before that, Man on the Moon, all that stuff. I'm not gonna say that I've like heard them all. I know his like influence and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this one, like the point of the show, of course, sitting down listening to this was awesome. So now,
Yeah, we tossed up going. If we're gonna do Cudi, we did this one. I've got Into Cud and the second Man on the Moon out of the 3-part trilogy. So I don't have everything that I wish I had in life. I wish I had the whole trilogy, but we decided let's go with this one. It's pretty down the center lane for just ideas of what's going on right now. It's not really politically involved. It's not really anything. It's just kind of like
more of
this man, his pain, his passion.
Yes. And his
Demon Slayin. And other songs. Jesus, some of these tracks out here, he is slaying. You hear some of these lyrics?
Are you talking about the sexual ones?
Oh, very sexual. Yeah, he went in on the slay mode.
Man. Okay,
some are not, and some are like dumb vague, like unbelievably vague. The only other things I want to toss in about the record is that it was a 2016 album release, but the record itself didn't come out in till 2017, and it was tied into the kind of newly rebirthed Record Store Day. So, like, if you're
Record Store Day release,
if you're familiar with Record Store Day or records in general, there's a day, or now like 2 days. Shit, because of pandemic, it's like 4 days now, but it changes all the time. But what they're trying to do is get
it's like Black Friday. It just starts earlier.
Yeah. One started on Black Friday, so this was
Oh,
a
really?
Black
This
was a
just
Black
joking
Friday
around.
release. No, they do it twice a year. That's like Black Friday, and then like I want to say like around 420. Like they keep a lot of the similar hobbies involved, so they do it twice a year. A little more this year just because of pandemic, I'd imagine. But what they try to do is that they release these records, even though they might be smaller batches. This was a 3,000 pressing release batch. So that may not be the smallest, because some people put out like just 300 records or only like 100, really small artists. So some things are much rarer than this. But even just think about, the general population versus 3,000 records released. It is quite a small batch release. Doesn't matter.
There are definitely 3,000 Cudi fans who also love vinyl that will scoop them up instantly.
Absolutely, yeah. So these are going for their own rate on Discogs. I don't know whether support or not support that. The market runs itself.
Oh yeah, save them.
Build
up a collection.
Yeah, but I definitely say hey, play your records, kids.
Yeah.
Wear your sneakers. Breaking the hats.
Yeah, don't keep the Pokemon card collection.
Yeah.
locked up, just open that shit up. You might have a holographic.
Exactly. You open it up and that would be awesome if some of these, that's not this case, but some records do that. They'll be like, we're just releasing, 3,000 or 1,000, and then within that batch, there'll be like different color variants or different, little gags that separate that even small batch from others. So there's definitely an infinite rabbit hole of things like that, for sure. Let's see here. You definitely hear that, don't you?
I'm not.
So we record this in a basement, and behind your head there is some sort of pipe. So some other roommate of mine is using water in the house. Yeah. Oh man. Well, we might just have some background noise of a water in the pipe, but hey, we're just a budget production. Just
imagine there's a waterfall in the background or something.
Yeah. Hey, we're soothing you to sleep here. If you hear those trickling,
I can always move
water drops. Don't even worry about it. It'll stop. The kitchen's above you, so someone's either got the garbage disposal.
Listen, I will sacrifice the comfort of this great beanbag chair. Okay.
No, enjoy this. This is part of the show. Let's see. Anything that stood out to you? I brought in a little bit of the information.
I've always
liked that Sterling sound, by the way. Sterling. I don't know much about that, but that's out there now.
So the press there purely just a pressing place.
I don't know actually. They say that they have a store or a office in New Jersey as well as Nashville, but they are the lathe production company, Sterling Sound. So I feel like that they, as far as what I'm familiar with in the record industry, they get the master audio files and then they cut them into the metal lathe, and then they do the pressing. Other than that, they're not much else. They don't do much production work or final edits or anything like that. They just go, here's the master file, let's put that shit in metal, and then let's just press everything out of that metal. And then those 3,000 copies come out. So that was from Sterling Sound. That's who did this first batch here that we've been listening to today.
I saw sprinkled throughout, recorded at Capitol Records, things like that, so...
Oh, yeah, the audio tracks themselves, definitely, that's how, you got all those, hey, Pharrell, all the Will Smith kids, all the Smith kids are on there.
Entangled kids.
Yeah. Who else did? Will I Am, he produced it. Yeah, he produced it. I think he produced the first one. I think he did. It's on there. Look in the...
Not Pharrell, Williams, maybe?
No, Pharrell did tons of this, and it's so apparent every time it's Pharrell. It's just loud trumpets, bouncy. It's like every throwaway to Happy went to this is a Happy song. And it's like, oh, that's Pharrell. That's obviously Pharrell. Let's see. Ones that I wrote obvious Pharrell on. Let's see here while you're looking at that. Will I Am's definitely on the first side of the first album, so it's on the left side of that gatefold, no doubt. Ba 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 ba. Oh my god, I wrote so much crap. Obvious Pharrell was on track 4 as well as he's all out of it 19, but
I did write Pharrell. For the ones that I just knew it was Pharrell.
Pharrell. And then you look, you're like, yes, it's Pharrell.
And I feel like Flight at First Sight Advances. I think you said that one.
Oh my god, Flight at First. What's the track number on that? Do you know? Let me tilt this towards me so I don't look like silly. Because I wrote all the numbers.
9. Track 9?
Okay, track 9. Flight at First Sight. I definitely loved Flight at First Sight. Oh, okay, so the transition of it, I really loved because 8 was definitely the Scots.
That was the beat switch.
Oh, yeah. So 8 definitely was... Oh, shit, these are even labeled... So this is not good. These are not labeled 1 through 19. It's all labeled side by side. Actually, it's probably all the time. So, yeah, I'm not an old kid, so I'm just like, where's my 19 track list? And then they break it out like this.
But yeah, that one is great. The drums and the cowbells, you can tell right away it's Pharrell. Flight at First Sight Advances.
Oh, no doubt.
The synth pad is awesome. I'm a sucker for a good synth choice. I feel like he got that from a Daft Punk session. Because they're notorious for spending one whole day just choosing one sound for one song.
And then just building.
So imagine just sitting with them in a session and they go through 400 of their own sounds and it's like, wow, that one sounds good.
I feel like that's more and more
very
common
Daft Punky type.
With the legendary... you hear that from things like Kanye. He just goes and locks himself in Earl Sweatshirt. Oh, my God. It's taking a dump in this house. All right, it's gone now. It's gone now. That's a quick one.
We're good. Yeah. Just going to ignore it.
Yeah.
But no, the beat switch, it's 2 sides of his life, basically. It's kind of what I wrote down. I don't remember exactly the lyrics, but you can tell clearly the first half of the song and then the second half of the song breaks up.
I wrote similar, actually. I wrote that the Scots is
a
the
good
album
good
where
method
kind of
of-
like you sink through the song on 8, but then 9 is definitely like a punch to wake up, but still just kind of float along. It never hits a peak. It's just like, yeah, it's just like a rev on the engine. So I definitely wrote that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Now, I did want to ask, though, like, are there times, not that you have to, like, delve into it, but, like, Flight at First Sight is not a very deep song, but it's definitely one of the ones that I was like, oh, I immediately, I thought of, like, 5 situations where I was like, oh, I've done that. Damn, that girl's fine. Let me, not go up to her or whatever the case may be. So, like, the Flight at First Sight was so familiar, but so vague. You know what I mean? And that happened at least on 5 tracks of this album. That was just like, boy, those are just some general words, but boy, is it very specific.
It was a very good, like, vibe style, like,
of course, the vibe.
Club at Night type of thing, like, just the low bass
It was a
synthy
simple
type.
beat.
Simple, but, like, it gets you in the mood of, like, you don't need much. What do you do when you're, smashing? It's the rhythm. It's about the rhythm, you know. So it's like it's got like
those
boom,
like mindless
boom,
songs to
boom.
do.
Yeah,
such,
like it's like it keeps. No, not live. I feel like the drums stuff like they replicate like the slow buildup of like a heartbeat, maybe like getting more intense because like you saw somebody and like, oh, you're fine, like fight or flight, like am I gonna advance? And I pulled back, like
right. Yeah. Definitely, you could feel that grip of your heart already, and you're not even there. Like if you just close your eyes and just think of that invoking that emotion, you definitely are like, oh yeah. You've got to have had some memories of that. Yeah,
and then the Baptized in Fire, like the one before it, because it still has that like beat switch thing. It's like the same thing. Like the first half, of course, like I focused on lyrics a lot in the past couple episodes. No, Baptized in Fire.
Ooh, all right, yeah, no, keep going.
Because that one, like both that and then Flight at First Sight and Advances are like a beat switch, and it's like one side then the other.
Right.
But with that one, it's like he's very.
I didn't
focus on the lyrics too much and all that, but he goes from like
that was the Scots.
He's sad or whatever in the beginning, and then it switches up to like. The drugs and all that, like he has a line about like dapping people up in his out the window of his Porsche and stuff, like
right.
So he's like showing you both sides, which is awesome.
There's a bit of a flex. He has multiple flexing songs on this.
He does, and it's like that one gives off the message of like he's just feeling the vibe, but he doesn't know what he wants ultimately. But in reality, what he wants is to be sober. I think and all that good stuff. I'm not too much of a Cudi stan, whatever, but like I know that he doesn't want like he went to rehab and all that stuff. Like he's not trying to
outright about it. He's so transparent,
which he says.
Absolutely.
But it's like it's hard. It's the same thing we were talking about, like Damn with Kendrick last episode. Like there's this constant demonic struggle of like vices and fucking just getting better. And
I feel like as a lot of like I think a lot of especially like modern day hip hop paints a lot of modern day history. I think it also paints a lot of modern day development of humans, like this deep shit that he's talking about is he's not alone in it, but he's very, articulate while being, aloof and artistic about it.
Yeah, back in the day, like when he came out, this is what people loved him for because he was like I'm an not emo rapper, I guess I hate that word, but he's like, I'm a depressed type rapper. Like I'm not a backpack rapper. I'm not a like mumble rap is the evolution of it maybe, but it's like he was just straight up depressed, dude, and he just, rapped it out and
it's funny that you say that.
It's what it's. I feel it.
Because on the first track when we turned it on, I wrote, "All right, do you know what's that song?" I think
Frequency is.
Let me know who sings this. I think I think it's maybe I'm gonna sound ignorant. If it's Chief Keef, all these rappers are my children. Maybe it's Gucci. All these rappers is all my children. I think that's Gucci, actually. Yeah.
He dropped it. It was the cartoon one, and everybody had a little cartoon version of him for the cover for the single. Yeah, all my children.
Frequency paints that picture, but differently for Cudi.
See, I have to say about this one.
That's exactly because, like, even though, all right, so I wrote here, what's your frequency? Skip all that. All these rappers are definitely his children, these new wave emo rappers. I know you say you didn't like to use that term, but like if we dig into some of the stuff that I know I have, I mean, Lil Yachty can touch on some emo shit. Uzi Vert, emo
I have
king
that written
right
down
now,
for one of the songs. Like it's like you would think that you got to keep in your head. Like it's not Cudi who's emulating them. He might be.
It's not. He's
biting a little bit.
There
of
might
like,
be other people.
Yeah, the way they refined it, but like he started
guys.
that shit. I don't know which one it was. I'll find it, but
I thought
it
that on
totally
the first
sounds
track.
like Uzi.
Yeah.
For the first track, I'll tell you what.
What?
I don't.
For frequency?
I think. Yeah, like it's a great intro. The message overall, right? Like I bolded this because it's like it's the intro. He wants you to let you know right away, like widen your view. Love is the rule. Those were 2 lyrics like pulled from the song. So it's easy, right? You know, shrooms, whatever that stuff, love, whatever you gotta do, drugs, women, something like that. But or just getting sober. There's a lot of ways.
Widening
slaying
that
your demons
view,
could be a way of like widening your view. And it's like, you know, all that good stuff. But this to me sounds like Rodeo Throwaway by Travis Scott, and like it's like I feel like if not that
he this one. Who produced the other one? I thought I said it was Mike Will.
Everybody produced Mike Dean.
Mike Dean. Well then, yeah, it could have been because he's
Pat
tapped
and
into
Kid
that
Cudi.
fucking triangle for sure.
Yeah, but so that's the thing though. Mike
Kanye,
Dean
Travis
made
Scott, Kid
Kanye
Cudi,
West sound.
yeah,
he made Kanye West sound, and then Mike Dean was given to Travis Scott, and he made his sound. And then now Mike Dean did the whole album for this guy. Him and Plain Pat and Kid Cudi are all over this. And then in the second half, Dot the Genius, and then of course Pharrell sprinkles in. But yeah, this I wouldn't be surprised.
The only things that are happy on this album, it's like, hey, we should talk to Pharrell about being happy.
We're so sad. Bring Pharrell in.
Bring Pharrell in. We gotta bring it up. It's like the sprinkled Pharrell things are just triumphant songs.
But I really wouldn't be surprised if Travis Scott did a reference track for this, because you know how like Kendrick has reference tracks for Eminem and stuff like that, because like similar styles or whatever. I couldn't get it out of my head. Like this was like a rodeo Travis Scott song.
Whatever the one was, let's see here.
But I put the yeahs were good for frequency.
Flight at First Sight. Nah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, when we does it.
Okay, I was gonna say
that one. That's where they actually sampled. I don't know. Did they sample Kendrick? No, when he says like when he's doing the get it like the refrain in the background, where he's like get it, like that is straight up off of. I can't play it at the moment. That's the struggle of the non-music podcast.
Yeah.
But
are you talking about off Damn or something else?
It is off of Damn. It's 100%.
Humble or DNA?
It's off of Loyalty.
Loyalty.
So like that was he's using a sample off of that, or that's at least where I think it is. I might be wrong exactly which one, but I know there's another Loyalty tie-in that I wrote in here, so maybe I'm getting the two confused. But the get it, the background refrain is like literally from Kendrick Damn, and it's like, man, we just listened to that and like dove into it. So it's awesome to hear like. That is obviously something older than either of them that they're bringing in, and that is just awesome to hear and tie those little breadcrumbs together throughout music. It's part of why I enjoy diving into this kind of stuff.
That one is does it is okay. I feel bad like saying it, but like it's kind of it's not are cheesy, but it's still lower. They're deep. It's very deep what he says, but they're still cheesy.
My argument to it is not like okay, he does it. But then also, like, who doesn't? You know what I mean? Like, think of Gambino. Gambino does all those things that he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not shitting on it, but, like, it's I do it. He kind of says thanks, but then he's like, I do it. Does it. It's like, he does it, but a lot of people does it. So it's a gas him up song, but it just doesn't click for me.
Yeah, this is the one where he's saying, like, I've been in the industry.
Yeah. Oh, I give him his props.
This is the industry drop
Industry
song.
does notice.
Yeah, and it's like... good, yeah. He was in the industry. He's been in what movie was he? Not Fast and Furious. He was in a couple. He was in like one franchise.
Was he?
So it's like
he might have been in Fast and Furious. I've seen him on screen. I just can't think of.
Did something, man. He did a movie. It was pretty good, but I mean,
he's right. That movie with T.I., the one where they were all like they were either like agents or undercover, and it was like T.I. and like a bunch of actors, but it was so funny because it was like, I think like Bow Wow might have been in it. I don't know. It was just
I hope Kid Cudi was not in that.
It was a while ago. It was definitely a while ago. I might just be totally wrong.
But no, that one's good. I would say for a few of these songs, as is by like Mike Dean. It's really next level, but it's not that replayable. I wouldn't.
I agree with that. Yeah,
exactly. Play this one again.
Just because the legend's name is on it, Mike Dean, the legend, doesn't mean you're like I have to hear it.
No, it's great. It sounds like beautiful, but it's like I'm not just gonna keep playing it over and over again because it's like such a rising. The beat is like constant and rising. And he like keeps getting more and he puts more and more of himself out there.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to hear him ranting every time.
But the thing the thing that I liked after that though is because like after he came off of, he does it, Dance for Eternity. it slowed it down. It was just a simple club beat. That's a beat we've heard refreshed, remixed, reused. Oh,
yeah, this is like the drug rave song.
Oh my god, that was such a simple beat. But like something that just hit me with
in his own
like,
style, though.
It's a complex topic, no doubt. Like just the title itself, "Dancing for Eternity," having that connection with a human for eternity. Yeah. That definitely is so complex. The way that it was read, okay, so I kind of wrote here, I'm not going to just read, song for a simple beat. Oh, yes. Yeah. So, like, the way that I was kind of thinking while listening to this, the parallels with Loyalty, like, I love Loyalty on Kendrick Lamar. I said that in the previous episode. But this is the track, I think, even though it's so simple, it's like that love song that hits for me. Like, I just like, I love the passion. I'm sucker for it. So if it's not this one, there's another one on here. We just talked about
so
being
many of them.
Okay,
wet.
So
Distant
that
Fantasies.
One was pretty good, too.
Distant Fantasies is the one where he's just talking about, I can't even say this.
You could say it.
Family podcast. No, this is where he's like, it's spreading it open and pounding it out. Like,
oh, yeah. He is going in on the, vulgarity.
And that's like the drug thing. Like, man, if that could be a certain drug that he's trying to emulate, I don't know what it would be, but like, Molly or whatever, coke, but like, you just like, man, I just want to.
If Dance for Eternity was an epilogue, Distant Fantasies, the next one, was definitely like
for real.
Full
that
graphic.
Was the
it was like, all right, I'm gonna run up on it. And Distant Fantasies is like,
not so distant.
I'm not letting you get away with not knowing what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Like, there's no imagination in this. Yeah,
I definitely for the notes I put it's the most lustful one so far.
It's the graphic. Most lustful.
It is
one.
graphic verbally. Like it's just the stuff he says is like, man, you know.
But I think it tails into while it's so graphic at the start, it tails into the dark side of trust, and that's what I wrote down. Is specifically that. In the first one, he's talking about all the good things in trust. You know, in Dance for Eternity, that's all the happiness that you find and all the little connections, all those little things. But then you turn it out, and then you get to Distant Fantasies, which is just the next song here, and it starts as the peak. You know, passionate, wet, pounded it out, all that good shit. But then he tails into all those dark sides of trust, the lying, maybe the betraying, and he's probably felt that, you know, and that's why I could speak on it in such a passionate. There's got to
be, I don't know, I haven't, looked it up and all that stuff. I'm sure there's info out there, but like, I don't know what his relationship.
Exactly. He's going through rehab and he's going through all that stuff. Even though I may not be the biggest, Cudi stan, I could definitely feel it in this music, no doubt.
Yeah. See, the Uzi Vert sounding one that I put was the Wounds. Kind of sing raps like Uzi on that one for Wounds.
Ooh, yeah.
Panning trumpets in that one. Good production. I mean, the production is so high level. I love Mike Dean, so I'll never not like it, even though I just said it's not replayable, whatever. You know what I mean?
I felt like this might have been like the one that hit for you on this album. I picked this for you. I was like, this is Danny's anthem right now. This is the get back up.
It was very personal. It was introspective. I put, it's classic depressing Cudi.
Sure.
But it's motivational. Like, I'm going to get through it.
It's so not bring it down and wallow with me, because he does those albums.
It was, and the pan, like the trumpets, like keep it kind of not
triumphant, a little rise.
They were higher, exactly. Yeah, triumphant is great. That's perfect. Yeah. So, but yeah, that one was. I would say another one. I'll look through and tell you which one that I think was the best. In terms of the motivation, but that was definitely one of them. Bolded here for the one next to it, Mature Nature. I put one of my favorite tracks on the album because it's just so good. Like in the beginning,
I'm not done with Wounds yet. I gotta ask you about Wounds though.
What's up?
So with Wounds specifically, I like that it was vague, but it was like again one of those specific vague. So that's why I felt like it would hit with you. All that kind of resonating. I was just like, well, you know what? This song, the lyrics, bang, the flow, bang, hits with you right now. That kind of shit. But the thing that I really kind of thought with though, this is symbolic, definitely, of like everybody can connect with the song. Yeah. Looking up the ratings on this album, it was like I thought it was like not the best received. It was 98%.
Really?
Yeah, according to the quickest Google search.
So it aged well.
So I felt like this song is very like symbolic of the album. But what other song? Listening to just this song itself is this. This is copying a whole nother song. 100% copying another song. You never heard? It's a smash hit. Not to give it away there, but that's a little hint there. It's a smash hit. But the message of this song is straight up stealing from another song.
I don't know. Like, what, Lucid Dream? I don't know.
Get knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh
Is that Smash Mouth Smash It?
No, not, that's, Chumbawamba.
Oh, you're fucking right. Oh, I feel so stupid that is. Yeah.
I only remember because it's Chumbawamba. Right. What kind of
Chumbawamba, I know, yeah. I just know it's the goddamn Shrek meme. Yeah. I've tried not to listen to it, so I'm actually happy I kind of got that wrong. I feel silly and justified for it. That's all I kept thinking. By the time that song was wrapping up, I was like, he gets knocked down, but he gets back up again. Kid Cudi, he's got it.
The lyrics are really relatable on that one. I like it a lot. Yeah. I am the type of, like the emo kid who's listening who appreciates these lyrics. Because not everyone is, I'm not going to relate to the Rolexes and all that stuff. Like, I relate to...
Right. I feel pain, like you can actually
Demon Slayin.
hit emotions the same way another human would hit emotion, as opposed to like flexing my rollie, getting in my bends. Those are fun songs, but those are more aspirational songs as opposed to like what I'm doing on a Saturday night. Yeah.
And this is the guy who, like, his single was, day and night. I'm tossing turns, stressing my mind, lonely stoner, only free at night. Give me a break. Like, that's everything that, young rap fans want to hear. Like, I only smoke and get free at night. It's cool. So it's like, that's your single, and you're openly putting it out there that, like, I am, like, this very moody, emotional type of, singing rapper. He sings.
Yeah, well, he contributed a lot very well, and the articulation of being. It's weird because there's an articulation even in his hums. Even when he says nothing, you're like,
you just feel it.
You're right,
and like that's the whole the Kanye thing. Like, it's somebody who Kanye's the same way, whatever, emotional and all this stuff.
Sure,
he saw that in him and stuff. That's why they link up. That's why they're good friends.
Similar inspirational types. Why they do projects together. Why Travis Scott is involved.
They come out they bring each other out on stage and stuff like that. But it's just cool to
it's glad,
go
didn't
deeper
they
into.
They had a rift for a little while, didn't
they?
Cudi and Kanye. I don't really keep up with all of it.
Who knows?
Yeah. Glad they're back together or not back together. Who knows? It's another day.
But he's like the evolution
together. They sound good.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a breaking off and, like, more emotional than a Kanye thing.
Yeah.
Because he might be, I don't know, like you've made it, but you're still struggling. Like, obviously.
Sure. So it's like the adage of
but it's not making it to the level of
all that kind of stuff.
You're not making it to the level of being like a billionaire, but you're like you made it, but like you're still
different struggles
out of Cleveland and stuff like that. I think he's out of Cleveland.
Yeah, he went from Cleveland. So he said that on one of his songs in here, the struggle from 03. That's when he left Cleveland to go to New York. 13 and 23,
yeah. That's the one song where he put the two ages, which was pretty cool.
Where were you in 03? Think about it.
I was, on 9/11? That's the corner stunt, so 5th grade.
So 2 years after 9/11?
7th grade.
You're getting
middle school.
by the TSA.
There you go. yeah, 03 was middle school. It was just like
03. That's when I left private school. Like, not that it was like a posh private school or anything like that, but the private religious school to go to like a... Not public school, it was a charter school. The Betsy DeVos fucking thing, whatever she pushes. Fuck charter schools. They were trash anyway.
Yeah.
But that's where I went. I went from definitely one background of study to another background of study.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was definitely similar to that song where he talks about 2003, leaving his dream and heading into reality. Like there was kind of a dreamed jadedness to where I was getting an education, to where I was going to continue to get an education. I was
Illusions.
Like,
that's the
whoa, this is the real world, actually. So that song was like, bang.
That was deep, and like the life that was his, like, these were my life changing moments type thing.
I definitely had a transitional year in 2003. Not Cleveland to New York transitional, but definitely from a dream state to a reality state real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one is preceded by All In, where he's like talking about the new beginning, and he's all in on this new life of not living his previous life.
Yeah.
And then he literally goes into like demons in the next one with Illusions, the one we were just referring to. So it's pretty cool that they're all strung together like that. Even if it's like a single or a catchy one, it'll bridge a message or something.
I'm gonna say it again. All In felt like a fucking hyperdrive, dude. That made me want to turn this off and play No Man's Sky.
A lot of
again.
drums. Yeah.
It was just like, boom, we're going full speed.
Yeah. And that one, the waves at the end, water.
Oh yeah,
from the AP days, it represents water. Always represents anything new beginnings, new life and stuff. So at the very end of the song, you just heard like crashing waves. So that's like his new beginning. Yeah, so it's past, or previous, and new life and all that stuff. Very cool. Willow Smith on Rose Golden. whipping her
I
hair
like
back
Rose
and forth.
Gold a lot, though.
She's
I really
cool.
enjoyed it.
Great voice. Yeah, the hook is great. The hook is really like Violent Crimes kind of style, though that's not a good reference, but like, it's a good hook about like, it's not like it makes you feel like it's like, I don't know how to even describe it. It's a coming of age hook. Just like you can get through it.
This is allegedly like part of the representation of Rose Golden is the cover here, is the outline, rose gold tint with that. I didn't click on many genius things. I said that I didn't click on any, but that was one of them where I clicked. I was like,
I'm sorry, I can't give that type of information out. Yeah, but it's like, I just had Tripped Out Dream back in 2003. Okay. And apparently, once again, that was a life-changing moment for him. So he tripped out and had a dream in 03. And then,
that's what he says in the lyric, moving
in the song,
New York,
I just was hooked to the hook. I loved it, so...
There's only a handful more songs. Now, the thing that I did say, that this was an hour-and-a-half album, and when we flipped from the first record to the second record, there was a bathroom break, a drink refill. I mean, this is a long album. This is definitely one of the reasons that I like sitting down and listening to records, because you just don't get this in the single. The single that the guy put out, Cudi put out, was this guy. Yeah, this guy. Was the last track of the album, was Surfin', and even though we'll circle back and talk about it, it's crazy that was the thing that launched this album. Oh my goodness, we're getting some more Cudi. Surfin', it's a vibe. We love this. Yeah. And then it's all the way buried at the bottom of the album. Not so much buried, but he definitely wants you to adventure to get there.
He sends you off. He wants you to go through the journey that he did, supposedly, and then you can relate to it easily, of course. Yeah, but I mean, that one, he sends you off, like, we're feeling good at the end of it. He gets Pharrell to ensure that you're going to feel good, because he can't deny his music. Pharrell, It isn't listed as a single on Apple Music, which is weird, but it was the first one that he dropped
was putting
on the
it on Snapchat. I don't remember if it was probably on Instagram. Was Vine? No, Vine was dead by this, but I remember when he was like, I'm putting out an album, he was dancing to these songs, and Surfin' was definitely like his positive, I'm putting it out there song. Yeah. So the fact that it was like the super triumphant sign-off for the album, I was like, yes, this is great placement.
It's good. He has the industry line, and he says, no subliminal, and he's like, come at whatever. Like,
but
I'm calling
like
all you out and stuff, but who are you calling out, really? Like, he didn't call it. It's a lame shot. Like, who did you call
it is.
out?
It's literally one line. So it is a super lame shot to be like, getting on the industry. Yeah. I definitely wrote something about this.
But he's saying, like, he's back. He's making what he wants. He literally says, I'm making what I want. This is good. This is what you want to be doing, and you're still fine.
And that's what he's doing.
I would rather have him be making what he wants and happy and still getting money and stuff than totally going to that next level and then not being happy and then doing
I think that's what evokes that feeling. If you feel like you're surfing on a wave, you're making what you want. Get that. So even though it's a lame shot, fuck the industry. Yeah, fuck the industry, man. Like, I'm doing my thing, and after this,
Even if he didn't, he's good at articulating, but, like, it's more of a vibe thing with him, but, like, even if he doesn't get it across the best way, like, makes sense. Like, I'd rather have him saying that stuff than us talking about, like, how he overdosed or whatever, because he was succumbing to it. I won't say this is cheesy and shit. Like, it's great. I love it. I relate to it so much. I'm going to listen to it again and motivate myself and stuff, because, like, it's cool. That's a good ending to a story of, like, not ending, but, like, it's a good way to, like, say, hey, I'm back. I overcame it. Right.
Oh, it's like from hearing it before the album came out, I thought it would be one of the first 5 songs. Yeah. Yeah. But the fact that it's like, no, we're ending it with this. There's so much more before it. Like, it's a juicy album. There's so much.
It was similar to the I and You from Kendrick's Pimp a Butterfly, right? Where like I is like
so many similarities with that.
Happy and stuff like that, and then You is like the very sad, depressing one, because he like dropped I, and everyone's like, wow, this album's gonna sound great stuff, and then he had a direct answer to the happy one, which is like the sad, depressing one and stuff, so it's cool. The same thing here, which is good. Like, it takes you through, once again, like that journey of like, I don't know as much as Kendrick put it out there way more to decipher.
Right.
For him, I could just tell that it's, I don't know any women in his life, honestly, but I just know it's like, clearly there's women, there's drugs, there's a party lifestyle, like all of it is so entrancing. Yeah. And for somebody like him, speaking for me, this is how I relate, but like for somebody like him who, like, it's an addictive personality type thing, like you get access to all that going from Cleveland to New York, and then now you're like, you just get sucked into it. And
well, it's he wouldn't have had, well, it's hard to say that he wouldn't have this, but he wouldn't have this lifestyle lest you made that move to New York.
And
Because
that's
2003, you weren't really buzzing on the internet like that.
Yeah.
You can't even think of that until like 2007 plus. Like there's still the internet and there's Facebook, but until it's like in your damn pocket like it is now, you just don't have that exposure. Going to New York definitely helped him, no doubt. Make those connections, bang, 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 move on.
It is like journey. Like sell your soul to the devil type thing.
Kind of, yeah. What do you think about? So I love anytime Andre 3000 just shows up because he's done. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like anytime he's out of retirement, I'm just pumped to hear him. Now the thing that I liked on the guide, which would be
on by design. Okay, so the guide was
17.
Awesome.
Yeah, I loved the guide. So that is where Cudi hums meets mumble rap. I don't think he does it he doesn't do it good. That's no good on the track. It's his version of mumble rap, but I prefer his hums. You know what I mean? So I'd be
the hums fit perfect in this one.
No good. Yeah. But what I did like for sure, and I wonder how often this happens, especially to like, so Cudi, I would say like he's probably like, A- list, B+ list, like he's not Brad Pitt, he's not Samuel L. Jackson, he's not, you know what I mean? Like there's another echelon, but he could call out, especially in that track, the guide. He calls out Gal Gadot. He needs his Wonder Woman like Gal Gadot. Do you think that Babe Ruth shot, do you think that gets you a crack? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, man,
hey,
not with
I want to go get a drink with Gal Gadot, so I'm going to go fucking just put you in there. It'll get back to her. Maybe she'll be flattered.
No way.
How do you think that works? Do you think that really works?
That wouldn't work. Not with him being with Erykah Badu, man.
Oh, that's shit. Right. Is that who he's with? I
thought Cudi was the one who said that, but if that was 3 Stacks, no, he's the one who was like, that's why he went off the radar, and he's wearing like dashikis and stuff or whatever.
I'll see. Maybe I'm not totally tapped into that. Sometimes I'm definitely on the outlier of like,
he's entranced by Erykah Badu for sure, and I think they're married and all that stuff. But
okay,
he got sucked into her spell. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people definitely look up to and aspire to be Erykah Badu level for sure. So like,
of course,
I love some of her stuff, but. Okay, that makes sense then. Then maybe it's just more of just calling out for pop.
I swear, I think Cudi says
pop
that line.
Sake, you know what I mean? Like just to have pop culture in your song.
He says I need my Wonder Woman, my Gal Gadot. So he drops that like little. Of course, she plays Wonder Woman and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, that the Commander. Oh no, that was the guide. That one I put for the notes for that. My favorite non-feeling. Just for the beat, I love it type production.
Oh yeah,
so I didn't listen for the lyrics. The beats are great.
Yeah, it wasn't deep, but the beat carried it over the mumble rap stuff. I was like,
it's like mixed and mastered perfectly. That one is at least.
Yes,
they all were, but it's all like live instrumentation, which is crazy. This guy, I kept writing his name throughout the album, Adam Michalak. I want to do like the one show where they say "Come on the show." Adam Michalak, come on the show.
Come on the show.
He did the strings. Yeah. He did the strings for all of these, and he recorded them at Capitol Records or whatever. But
shit!
The strings on these are so nice, dude. Yeah. They're so good. The strings, they're beautiful. Like how Mac Miller brings in the live instrumentation with swimming and all that stuff. Like live instrumentation is great. Kitchen, I guess it's like a relationship song. Like the kitchen, the symbolism is the kitchen is his. The kitchen is being in a relationship with him. It's like if you're in the kitchen,
you're too hot, get out
you're
the
in
kitchen.
The struggle, you're in the relationship with him. Whatever kind of shit he might be going through, the drugs, the depression, the kitchen, right? So, but like,
if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Yeah, the lyrically heavy, but like the strings are just so nice, man. And
is the strings, the harmony of the strings carry, like it's harsh. Not depressing, but such harsh, deep lyrics that the highness and the melody of the strings, like the harmony, brings that higher. Like you could say, it's like you could say anything with an emoji. Like if you play a beautiful harp in the background, and you're just like, "Fuck you." It's like, "Oh, that's beautiful." Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like,
there was harp on this too.
Yeah, right.
Which is crazy.
Right, yeah.
No, but I'm a sucker for that live instrumentation, so I really appreciate all of that.
Who was that? You said Michalak?
Adam Michalak, yeah.
I wonder,
he recorded all the strings on it.
Throughout doing this, how many? Maybe we find him on a Mac Miller album.
Of course, hip hop centric workers. Who, not like studio session artists or whatever, but a friend of maybe Kid Cudi or Mike Dean.
Yeah,
maybe something like that. Which once again, shout out to Mike Dean. Like he's awesome. He's the Houston sound, but he'll go from Travis Scott to Cudi, and like keep the artists like creative direction in mind, I would imagine.
Yeah,
like it's good that you can do
mold to that artist, kind of like, oh, you kind of sound like this.
He like made Travis Scott's sound, dude. He Rodeo was all Mike Dean, and then then he
we should do Rodeo.
Stuff, but...
We should do. I got that for sure. I know you definitely like Travis Scott.
Yeah, but no, it's cool to see him all over this. And then in the second half, like Dot the Genius started coming up.
Yeah. Is this some of his earlier stuff?
Awesome. So Cosmic Warrior, I put very Kanye-esque, and I wrote that Mike Dean produced it before I even looked, because whatever, I assume. But
you just knew.
It's very wrong. It's
felt
produced
like you
by
knew.
Dot the Genius, yeah. But I feel like he really channeled Kanye in Cosmic Warrior.
Oh,
very
yeah.
Kanye sounding drums, the boom, like a RoboCop style kind of, or Paranoid.
Yeah, Cosmic Warrior, I definitely...
And it was written by him, too.
I felt like that was more of like one of those late night, just cruising vibes. Like
ambient shit is what I
have so many miles to go, but I have to turn it on.
Also, there's an eagle in the background, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's a Travis Scott call, which you feel like should be Mike D. Yeah.
His animal form.
Yeah. But I like, because that's the one that's like, no, yeah. Yeah, like, you know where he does that?
He just lets it out and hums. Like,
there's like I just felt like there's a clarity and realization that kept refraining in that song. So like his no, yeah, like the yeah is a higher note. It's a realization. He's definitely like, because there's not many verses. There's mostly chorus to that song.
Yeah.
But that's what kind of like the pattern is, the depth of it.
Yeah, and that's what I wrote for, I think it was the second song, but like the repetition is not out of laziness or
at all,
whatever. It's out of like literally the one where he's like, you can try to numb the pain, but it'll never go away. He says it.
Go away.
Yeah, he says it like 10 times, and it's like, no, it's not just because he doesn't have anything to say. It's because like there's a numbness. He's like, he's giving you the numbness of like you saying this 10 times, and like the music is good. You can hear the production in your head, but you're just getting hit with like, you could try to numb pain, it'll never go away, and just you're gonna keep saying it until it hammers it home. It works as a musical device.
It definitely does, yeah. There's like you can do all the studies of geometry and math and music and how it's got to be equidistant and all that kind of stuff. So that's one of those things where he does it a certain repetition, a pattern,
it's
all
cool,
that,
which is spread throughout the album, and he really uses it.
But there's a numbness to all the emotions that he evokes. So it definitely, like, when he does it for a purpose. It's not just like, all right, let's get through this song, let's get to the next song. We want to make it an hour and a half. Some artists definitely do that shit. And
19 tracks, you're not going to see that from a lot of people on a lot of their tracks.
Right. He could have made some of these shorter, but I don't think that would have like helped the vision by any mean. I like the length of it. Those numbing portions of the album where you almost tune out. That's part of it. That's listening to it again. That's like, oh shit, like you're right. Like if I was feeling this in this track, I might be similarly feeling that numbing emotion in the invoking thing that it's trying.
It's a wild ride with like a slow burn still, and the payoff at the end of like
surfing, dude.
Yeah, there's like you can pick and choose if you want, but it has a story, and it takes you there. The music, the women, the drugs, all that stuff, like everything that everybody does nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of vices, and he just digs into the
very relatable.
Some of the consequences of those vices, and not so much the celebratory aspects of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good to see. It's a happier ending than others.
Yeah,
and I've definitely, like I said, I'm saving a few the catchier ones.
It's like a personal playlist type thing.
Yeah, and just on different like the druggy type club ones. Those are awesome, of course. Play those at night.
There's a couple that I
ones like
rediscovered.
The introspective ones, little motivational ones. I'm gonna dive into the other ones. Man on the
When this came out in 2016, I was just starting or like recently started at my current employer, and kind of the numbness and repetition, because the job that I do is very repetitive, so like it definitely helped with that. But I remember being so like excited and elated that there was new Cudi, and then it was like New Music Friday. Every Friday's New Music Friday. I love it. So there is like that portion of it. So like this is definitely one of the ones that I listen to tons and tons of times, and kind of when I buy a record, I'm like, whoa, I listened to that at least 10 times. I should grab this, so that the reason when I forget about it, I can revisit it, and the reason that I can sit down, appreciate it. Kind of what kind of evolved from this podcast, how we kind of got to where we are today, is how good of an album this was. I had to keep it in a timeless format, and not just my phone deleted and I don't have that thing anymore. So like, is this one of those albums to you, or is this more of 100%. A newly discovered one?
100%. It's timeless. The message is in there. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm surprised it was 2016. I thought it was 2018 or something like that. But no, it's going on 6 years or 5 years now. soon enough, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I love. Like, I'll always love. That's why we're choosing these. It's not like we're trying to go for these kinds of messages every time. Like, we can clearly choose something, but it's like now in these times, whatever, going through the shit that we're going through, it's like this is a good.
You should definitely, if you're feeling any type of way,
seriously,
turn this
like,
album on. It'll hit every emotion. Happy emotion, sad emotion, heartbroken emotion, love emotion, lust emotion. Hit them all.
And it doesn't have to
be on a journey.
Right. And it's Cudi's journey, the hums. You're floating on his hums. You don't have to, really listen to the lyrics the first time. You'll get the feeling from what he says. So
it's too good. And then the fact that he could just do that through just a sound. He's definitely got a gift. There's no doubt why he's so popular. Anything else on this album that you liked, that you touched on? Anything else you want to say on the podcast? Anything you want to get off your chest?
Through the phone. No, it's fun, man. I like the concept that we're trying to hammer home is hitting for me. I like it. I
starting to see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't listen to like stuff as much as I should, and to listen to it through this great format.
It's a great way to slow down. It's a way to disconnect. While we might be on our phones throughout the actual listening, we're definitely looking more into the album, to the thing that we're definitely trying to plug into.
Yeah.
And I feel like there'll be great stories through the different people that I connect with their, translation of an album, I should say, or the way they receive it. I'm glad to everybody who is listening. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out on all the main podcast platforms. I recommend watching it on YouTube. That's definitely what we're going for.
RRJR Productions, I believe.
Yep, I think I switched it up so that you could just search Sit and Spin. I'm just trying to... It's hard to fight into that YouTube stuff, but that's what I'm learning throughout all of this. If you have any recommendations or you want to browse the shelf, that's all in there too.
If you want to know about Mike, you know a lot about turntables. If you want to know about something, you got a question, you can ask it. Not that you can't, find those things,
Google
but it's easy.
Shit.
We are in a friendly outlet here to.
I write the
things.
specifics.
We love hardware, clearly, so we can talk on that.
I write the specifics of each episode, what we're recording on in the info tab on YouTube, and I'm definitely using that as like the major platform of like what we're doing and how we're doing it. I'd like to have anybody on the show. If anybody who's hearing this wants to be on a show or wants to discuss an album or loves an album, this is an excuse to hang out with people, talk to people, discover music, discover their version of music to them, and a reason to just buy more records. I mean, everybody who likes records always says they don't have enough records, and I understand that itch. So
yeah, in the age of things being taken away, online streaming, stuff like that, region locking and different versions and firmware updates for albums, Kanye style. It's cool to have like a physical.
You said firmware updates for albums? I just album edits, but it's a whole firmware update.
You got like the physical forever cut, and you keep it that way. It's sweet.
Yeah, we'll dig into that on some of them. I definitely have a Kanye album that's different than the Kanye album you can get online right now.
Right, exactly. It's cool stuff.
That's how it goes.
Cool stuff.
All right. We'll do the next one. There's no pattern to these, but hopefully we get some out a little sooner than just 1 or 2 a month. But I've been enjoying just nature, and I'm going to go back and just enjoy the world right now, and while it's still alive.
Much as we can.
But once we get super quarantined, we'll shoot another one.
Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks, Mike, for having me.
Of course. Anytime, man. Thank you.